Hey all, this is Jess. Welcome back to Sunflower Dairy. So we have officially had our first day of spring, but winter has not left us yet. So today we're going to be planting poppies in the snow. Let's go. So a lot of people don't know this, but poppies actually like the cold to germinate, and they actually like to be planted in the snow as seeds. So we're gonna go ahead and just put some seeds on the top of the soil. So poppies like to be surface sowed. So literally just sprinkling them on top of the garden beds in the snow, they will be perfectly happy like that. So that's what we're gonna do. So our varieties today are Mother of Pearl, Black Swan, Iceland Blend, Breadseed Poppy, American Poppy, and a singles blend. So in planting our poppies, we literally, all we're going to do is just take our poppies and we're just going to sprinkle them into the snow. Now, if it is like a windy day or anything like that, you can just take your hand and press them into the soil to make sure that they're not going to blow away. But other than that, your poppies are pretty much happy just being sown right on top of the snow. We had this huge windstorm blow in. So I seeded the rest of my poppies, and usually once you get your poppies seeded, a lot of times they will reseed, especially if you let those seed pods go to seed. They will just go ahead and reseed usually. Usually once I plant poppies in one spot, I usually will have poppies either in that same spot or somewhere in that area where those poppies were planted. So a lot of people like poppies just for the flowers, or for cutting them for bouquets, or even some people like using the seed pods. But if you grow something like the breadseed poppy, then you can actually use the seeds to use on all different kinds of things. Like a lot of people will use it in baking, or you know, people will use it in just so many different kinds of recipes. I've heard of breadseed muffins, breadseed bagels. I've heard of people putting breadseed poppy seeds on top of different kinds of homemade bread. So there's so many different ways that you can use poppies. Also, another way you can start poppies, if you don't want to put your poppy seeds right directly in your garden, you can also do the winter sowing method, which is where you take a container like a milk jug or a water jug, and you will fill that bottom part of your container with soil, and then you will just sprinkle the seeds inside, and you will put your container together, and then you can just leave your container out. But that way your seeds can grow in your container, and then you can take your seedlings out once they grow and put them where you want them to be. Because a lot of times when just sprinkling your poppies in your garden, sometimes the seeds, depending on how the weather is, and then also if you have any critters or anything in your garden, sometimes where you sprinkled those seeds, because they're surface sown, sometimes they won't be exactly where you sowed them. They'll be in that area, but sometimes the seeds will get moved and then they'll germinate somewhere else. So if you do the winter sowing method, then you can have your seedlings and plant them wherever you'd like them. So that's another way that you can get poppies to grow and have a little bit more control over, you know, where you're going to actually put the poppies and where they're actually going to stay once you've grown them. The other really cool thing about poppies is once they get established and your poppies start growing those seed pods, you can actually collect the seed pods from your poppy flowers, and you will have tons of poppy seeds throughout the years to collect and plant more poppies. So Usually once I get a certain variety established in my garden, I'll just save the seed pods, and I usually don't have to keep buying poppy seeds every year because usually I'll have seeds from flowers that I've grown. And you can also save the seeds from especially your bread seed poppies, and then you can use them in recipes, like I was talking about the different recipes before. So there's so many fun things that you can do with poppies. So this is a really great thing to grow in your garden. Also, they're beautiful, and pollinators and everything love them. So this is just a wonderful thing to grow in the garden. All right, all, thanks for coming along with me and planting poppies in the garden. Thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.